Hey, how you doing? Sean McGough here. Merry Christmas, everyone. I haven't made a video in a while, and I was just out with a group of friends and my friend's mom, and they were talking about my friend said, hey, you haven't made a video in a while. What's up? Now, I only have 8 subscribers, and I thought it was cool, and like I said, I told you before, I had a thing with God early. I don't care if you believe me or not. I have a whole newfound relationship. Anyway, that being said, he asked me, hey, you haven't made videos? So I said, I'll try to keep them short. I can't promise you anything. That's just the way it is. But anyway, I know I'm not looking too good. I was in the yard last week before the snowstorm, and I pulled out a vine. I got it on my hand, accidentally touched my eyes. And turns out, yeah, you can get poison ivy even in the winter. But I went to the doctor. My wife said, go to the doctor. So I know she still likes me a lot. She don't love me right now. It's a long story. I'll tell another video about that. I love her more and she loves me less. Anyway, that being said, it's all good. Anyway, the doctor says, I went to work and my boss was like, oh my God, what's wrong with your eyes? He thought it was conjunctivitis. I tried to tell him, no, it's just it's a rash. And he was afraid it was contagious. So I went to a VA, and they were awesome. The people in the VA, the doctor, everybody. And that's because of Trump. It wasn't this way 6 years ago. I went in there, bam, bam, no problems, wonderful people, respectful, nice. Wasn't that great? I'll say 4 years ago. But anyway, they were awesome. We were talking, but it turns out it's poison ivy. But he said, well, it's not contagious, but my boss was like, well, just until it looks better. I'm like, okay, cool. Christmas off. Anyway, I was driving back from the VA and I hit the highway. And you ever hit the highway and like every song you like comes on the radio? I mean, like 10 songs in a row. I'm going down the highway, AC/DC. I'm listening to, Bob Seger. Everything was coming on that I love. I haven't heard in so long. And I missed my exit to take 93. So I ended up 95, and I found myself in Pawtucket. I said, Jesus, now I got to go all the way back. But, hey, it was worth the trip just to hear the music. But anyway, I can't be the only one that does that once in a while. Come on. Anyway, what I want to say is, everyone I talked to tonight, they're Donald Trump supporters. And I'm sorry to tell you, I have friends that voted Biden. I don't understand it. But I'm telling you, God supports Donald Trump. Now, he didn't promise any wins, but he's seen his world on communism, on socialism, he supports Trump, I'm sorry, and he supports God. In America, this is America. It's his experiment. And you got to look at who's Biden's putting in and what they're talking about. The reset, it's real. They're talking about it. You better look it up, people. You better look up. This anti-racism is racism. It's racism. You're instituting it. So now it's okay to be racist to white people, and somehow that'll work out. How the hell? Do you understand why we fought the first Civil War? All right? I've got my ass kicked because somebody said racist shit to friends of mine. You fight it on a one-by-one basis, goddammit. Excuse me. All right? But all this, look at what the bill they just tried to push. Oh, that's where I was going. Nancy Pelosi tried to put the Insurrection Act on the back of the bill, thinking Trump's just going to sign all of this 5,900 and something pages and nobody's going to read it. She tried to sneak that in there. I just heard that from a guy at work. I haven't looked into that one yet, but that's what he told me. But I do know they had $900 million for Sudan. Sudan, why are we giving $900 million to Sudan instead of to the American people? $90 million, here's a great one. You want the LGBTQ, how the hell did you get so big? I know how, because you're part of the BLM. All right? Because I got nothing against gay people, but are you kidding me? We're going to send $90 million to Pakistan for transgender awareness or something? Are you kidding me? I'm sorry, that's America's money. Trump's telling them right now, that's America's. What are you doing, you people? Instead of all that money going overseas to Israel, $100 million, to this country, that country, craziness. The Kennedy Institute, or whatever the hell it is, the Kennedy Center, another $56 million? They laid everybody off the first time. Are you kidding me? Look at this bill they're trying to push with this pork. This is insane. You want to know why Trump didn't sign it before? Look what's in it. You want to know why Pelosi held off this long? Because she thought Trump would sign it just to give the American people any kind of money. She thought he was going to call this a win without looking into it. No, Nancy. Sorry. Sorry, Nancy. Take your pork out of the bill. He better veto this bill. $600 is a pittance, and none of that money should be going to overseas. Anybody. It should be here in America. That's what America First is. We have our own deficit. God damn, how many trillions of dollars are we in debt? And you want to send $900 million? And you want to get back in the Paris Accord? This distribution of wealth is to destroy American institutions and give all our money overseas countries, and we'll all be equal. No. Say no, America. And I hope every person in every swing state shows up in Washington, D.C. on January 6th when they're supposed to be the counting. Because if we can get a Republican and a couple of Republican senators, a couple of Republican congressmen to stand up, have the balls to stand up and say, we don't agree with this election. There was a lot of shenanigans. No way is America being represented in this election. Half of America is disenfranchised completely, and the other half, you better wake the hell up because your organization's pushing basically communism. What are you talking about? Listen to AOC and some of those other people. We're going to round up people, put them in concentration. We're going to put them in re-education camps. We're going to go hunt them down. Are you kidding? In what world? In what America? We're the ones who think you stole the goddamn election. Do you hear us saying we're going to come kill everybody? No, but keep pushing and keep coming after God. Do you see what's going on? Oh, he's just a great magical man in the sky. He's made up. He says, no, God's real. I'm here to tell you he's real. All right? And you better get with him. Because I don't know what's going to happen after January 6th. I hope my idea is right. It's going to come down to a single vote from every state. Trump got 36 states, I think. That's a win for Trump. And then all hell, maybe it'll break loose. If every damn Trump voter gets out there and says, no, you know what? Even you Democrats who are starting to wake up, look what they're pushing. Oh, my God, the Green New Deal it's atrocious. And the guy who wrote it said it was not about climate. The guy who wrote it himself said it was more about a redistribution of wealth. Do you understand that? The elites will have their money. The people saying this is a wonderful idea. Everything will be equal. No, they'll have their money. We've had many warnings in movies and books and everything else. I say this in my other movie. God's giving you a warning. Even the stupid TV show with the train and the rich people are up front and the poor people are in the back. What the hell? That's giving you a warning, and that's where you're heading. These movies are more than just ideas, all right? Sometimes those ideas are God-given. Might be a crappy series. I tried to watch it. It's horrible. But the premise of it is giving you a warning. And this is what you're leaning to. Rounding people up, concentration camps, and re-education. Holy shit. Remember McCarthy? How about you learn some goddamn history? Do you remember the McCarthy era? When he locked up all the Japanese in the goddamn camps? Internment camps? That's what you crazy asses are voting for. These idiot politicians are saying this crap. That Keith Olbermann, somebody needs to smack him around. I said it's, yes, you need a punch. I'd like to get you in the ring with that crazy bastard, what's his name, that does the InfoWars. And guess what? A lot of what Alex Jones, a lot of what the crazy sumbitch said, it's coming true right now. I've been conspiracy theory 30 years. Oh, yeah? Ronald Reagan warned us about this. There's a great speech. You can check it out on YouTube. That when we get infiltrated, it won't come from the outside. It'll come from the inside. That's what's going on right here, America. This was not on the level election. If you try to tell me this guy, Joe Biden, who failed at everything, he hasn't won crap, and Kamala Harris, who couldn't make it into the finals, All of a sudden, they got more votes. They got more votes than Barack Obama the first time he ran. I didn't like Obama. I'll say that a million times. I didn't like him because I look into these people. He was a junior senator and he had no real votes. All his votes were, of course you're going to say yes to don't kick puppies. That's how ridiculous he voted. Otherwise, he said present. And you know what? In his book, he was doing drugs. He was doing this. He was doing that. Somewhere in that book is where he says he wasn't born in the U.S. And he doesn't say the continental U.S. And that's where that whole bullshit came from about the birther. In the book, I believe, he never does say he was born in Hawaii. He just, and I forget what page, somebody wrote about it and they said, you're racist for saying that. It's in his book. How is that racist? It's in his book. He should have clarified it in the book. Then I wouldn't have a problem with it. But all he did was took the Republican platform and made it nice, sounded nicer, and the guy could speak. You couldn't take that from him. He had charisma. But I sure as hell didn't vote for him. I didn't vote for him the second time because I didn't like any of his policies the first time. All right? You people are insane. But you're going to keep telling me about systemic. The guy got elected twice by the largest margin in history. Now you're telling me Joe Biden beat that? That right there should tell you freaking something's wrong here. And no president has ever gotten more votes and lost in any election in our history. There's so many anomalies. Put two and two together, for Christ's sakes. A lot of my Democrat friends, you're smart people, but you're trying to tell me, really? You can't see all this shit, and you're going to say, it's made up. No, and this ain't over yet. Regardless of what mainstream media is telling you, there's still a way Trump can get in, and that's a single state vote by one electorate from each state. It's in the Constitution. You can go to the store and get these little, I meant to buy one today so I could really study up on it, but it's a little Constitution, fits in your pocket, the pocket Constitution. I think Glenn Beck talks about it a lot. Everyone should have a copy. I agree with him. Before they try to rip it up into 1 million pages or burn it in the streets, I'm going to buy that. I'm buying 1984, buying Animal Farm, and a Bible. I'm actually going to read it. I believe in God, Jesus, all that, but I never get around to actually reading the whole book. I like the nice parts. I go through the bad stuff. God said, he didn't put, it's a long story. Anyway, that being said, I don't know what's going to happen, but we never talked about rounding people up. We never talked about re-education camps. In what America are you talking about? Talk about giving up your freedoms, even all this mask stuff and these mandates. Don't see your family. Don't go to church. Don't go to God. It's about time you wake up, America. All right? 99.7%. If you get the cove, you're going to live. Get sick, take some medicine. You can go get your shot now. You're going to live. Seriously. And I still think, I pray. Like I said, God supports Trump. It's up to the people. I'm hoping we have a Republican and a Democrat, more than one from each of those states who does not certify that election, and we can fight about it and let all the evidence come out. And all of a sudden, all the Hunter Biden evidence is starting to leak out. You know why that is? Because that's why they pushed that 25th Amendment. It had nothing to do with Trump. That had everything to do with when Biden's in there, that'll make it easier to remove him because everyone will be pissed that all that stuff about Hunter is true and you were lied to. It's coming. If you haven't figured out, the media has been playing you for a long time, all the way back to the Tet Offensive. Go look up Thomas Sowell. He does the whole history of the Tet Offensive. All right? Go look it up. He talked to... The guy's 90 years old. He actually talked to the people that were in the Japanese military. They said they were done at the Tet Offensive. They would have given up. But some reason America... The best one I can give you, Sam Kinison in Back to School with Rodney Dangerfield. He goes off on Rodney about the Tet Offensive and what pussies our politicians were. All right? Because Vietnamese, they were ready to give up. But they don't tell you that in the history books. They don't tell you. And you know what? They're trying to go back to 1690 bullshit. You know what? Back in the day, you conquered. That's what happened. They say, oh, you went over these people. What about the Indians? Well, you know what? They were conquering their other tribes in Mexico. The Aztecs were there, and the Spanish come over, and they conquered. That's what you did back then. It's not the same world. But you had my point, you had a black president. You got him more votes twice. That's a lot of white people. So we had black governor. I forget how many terms he did, 2, I guess. I mean, there's mayors, there's sheriffs. Sheriff Clark, one of my favorite guys. You don't follow him on YouTube or Instagram. You don't know what you're missing. Instagram. I don't have Instagram. I got rid of my Twitter. They kept putting me in Twitter jail. But Facebook or what's the other one that I'm on right now? Or I will be. I'm filming this on my phone right now. YouTube. Anyway, I don't know how to edit, so it's choppy. Bear with me. But all this, this systemic racist bullshit needs to stop. You're not fixing racism with racism. It's just not. You're going to make people really hate each other. You're going to make people despise it. And I'll tell you what, I'm pulling out my dictionary, because if you think you're singling me out for one of these racist, anti-racist causes, I ain't going. And I'm going to drag everybody I can with me. Because, that's racist. Don't tell me I have to feel a certain way because I'm white. I would never say that to any other race. How you should feel, what you should be, who you should. And you're teaching this shit to kids? Excuse my French, God. You're teaching that to kids? Critical race is 16? No, it's wrong. There's too many videos out there about it. Look them up, people. Look up the Hoover Institute. There's so much out there. But if you're watching mainstream media and you think you're getting the truth, even Fox, go look up the video of Rupert Murdoch's son's wife celebrating Biden's victory. That's Rupert Murdoch's son. He runs Fox now. He's a lefty. He's a liberal. His wife's an ultra-liberal, and they poured tons of money to Biden. They were rooting for Biden. So you want to know why Fox called that state early? Made a travesty of this whole goddamn election? Yeah. Come on. If you can't see, look up that video. It's pretty astounding. If it hasn't been squashed already. She's cheering, yay, we got Joe in. Really? News organization? None of these news organizations are impartial. And I mean, Newsmax, I like them, but they lean right. They're way right. All these other ones, yeah, but you take both and then you figure out in the middle. That's how news used to work. They told you the truth, and then it was up to you to decide which way you feel about it. Now they give you everything's an op-ed. No, stop that. I hope the whole mainstream media just gets blown out of the water, because Trump exposed them. And even if Biden ends up in the White House, Trump has exposed a lot of these politicians and a lot of what they're trying to do and what they're showing. And we know the Republicans and the Democrats are all freaking dirty. And it's in our courts. These judges, some of these judges, they let the people come in, get arrested, come in one door and go right out the back door. Are you kidding me? I don't know, folks. Wake up. I don't know what's going to happen January 6th, but I think Trump's going to still be in the White House. Call me crazy. I know I'm crazy, but I don't know. All it'll take is people who understand what's at stake. And I hope, just pay attention to what they're talking about, the Great Reset. You already had Trudeau talk about it. Biden's talking about it. It's communist. It's crazy. Look it up, folks. Love you. Merry Christmas. I hope to have many more. Anyway. Oh, my God. I'm all pink. That's from the cream they gave me. Anyway. Love you. Merry Christmas. Have a good night.